It's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats.
ESPN made a statement that raised eyebrows by featuring someone unexpected, prompting Caitlin Clark's fans to react strongly. But let's not overlook a rare moment for LeBron James, who has been a consistent supporter of Clark.
He was asked about Caitlin Clark. He said, "I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next jump." And so me watching Caitlin, seeing what she's doing, I've been in support of her since day one because I remember myself going through that, and she has my support 100%. She is a transcendent player.
He recently shared a heartfelt message praising her, emphasizing that he has backed her from the start, understanding the pressure she faces in her rookie season.
So at this point, you got to just laugh. 27 years, these lesbian, angry OGs have milled around on the periphery of the sports world. They've had a league simply because, well, the NBA felt like we better help our sisters out. So let's fund a league where, well, frankly, it makes us look good, doesn't cost us any real money.
It seems the woke overlords might not be thrilled with LeBron's recent praise for Caitlin Clark. They could be quick to call him out for supporting a straight white girl, especially given the tensions within the league.
So now here comes Caitlin Clark, a white girl. Not that that should matter, because in sports, it doesn't, except in this sport. In this sport, that's all that matters. See, you got the angry African-American lesbians who just can't handle somebody coming into their league as a white girl with a bunch of attention.
However, LeBron's admiration for Clark is well-founded. He understands the challenges of being a top draft pick and facing skepticism about one's readiness for the big leagues.
Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Having experienced similar doubts early in his career, he respects Clark's journey and stands firmly behind her as she navigates this demanding environment.
One thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in.
I've got plenty of opinions on LeBron, but I'm old enough to recall when he first entered the league as a rookie. No doubt, the guy had a ton of pressure on him, and I'm not going to deny that. Honestly, there was a time I was a huge LeBron fan, believe it or not. But as we all know, those days are long gone now. Still, back then, all eyes were on him, and he handled it. The NBA was in that post-Michael Jordan phase. And then LeBron showed up. I remember when I joined the league at 18, there were so many people doubting me, just waiting for me to fail. So when I see Caitlin doing her thing, I can't help but support her. I've been cheering for her since the start because I know exactly what it's like to go through that, and she's got my full backing.
Did you, when you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually.
Watch out. Dee Carrington is on the line, and you definitely don't want to upset Brittany Griner. She's not going to be pleased, and neither will Diana Taurasi. I can just imagine Cheryl Swoops flipping a table in frustration. Meanwhile, who knows what unapologetically Barbie is up to right now.
What does she do? She handles it better than anyone. We got creepy-ass Greg Doyle. I'm glad that you're here. We got someone named Kennedy Carter knocking her ass into the freaking next week, and all she does is go, hey, let me drop 20 on your head. And then we got Angel Reese's dumbass. Now, she's just stupid. I feel bad for Angel Reese. She's trying so hard to be something she's not, which is an intelligent human being.
LeBron James is backing Caitlin Clark again. Yes, he is. And it's obvious. Every time she gets criticized, he steps up to defend her.
Of the Indiana Fever, the general manager, told me on my show that she had to go to the NBA because of players calling all kinds of nasty racial names to Caitlin Clark, white bitch being the most of them. I mean, that's the players.
Dee Carrington and Kennedy will never get the kind of praise from a star like LeBron.
Indiana fans, we understand basketball, right? Indiana, Purdue, you never hear that stuff coming out of Pacer games or coming out of, Purdue games, Notre Dame games, Indiana. You never hear that. You will now because it's a copycat thing.
This is a rare win for him. He echoed my thoughts when he pointed out how LeBron and Charles Barkley previously called out WNBA players for their jealousy towards Caitlin Clark.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Yeah, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA.
LeBron deserves credit here. He doesn't have many wins lately, but he's spot on with this one. Caitlin Clark has significantly boosted both ratings and attendance in the WNBA this season.
Don't be petty like dudes. Listen. What she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you are 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Well, they're going to hate.
But one key area often overlooked is the gate revenue, how much fans are willing to pay to attend games.
Frankie Della Krasitz. I'm at the Fever game and the vibe is horrendous. Oh, well, wait a second. The woman behind me was mocking Dejanay's eyelashes. Well, go to a game and listen to what they say about Travis Kelce's haircut. Only stopped when my partner turned around and told her to stop being racist. Wait a second. Talking about somebody's eyelashes is racist now?
Some games this season brought in up to $2 million in gate revenue. The WNBA reported a remarkable 48% increase in regular season attendance compared to 2023, averaging 9,987 fans per game.
A cartoonishly fake nail. People do that at games all the time. I'm guessing Frankie, whatever the hell her name is, his name is, I don't know what the hell it is. You ever been to a game? Never? You're hurt by a MAGA hat? I'm going to be writing about my experience tonight. I never felt unsafe at an NBA game, and tonight I did. Wait a second. You can subscribe here. Go give Frankie a subscription.
Overall, 2,353,735 fans attended games, the highest number in 22 years, with 154 sellouts, a huge jump from just 45 last year.
This is beautiful to me. This whole thing is glorious to me because it has exposed how bullshit these people are.
Clark's impact is undeniable. This season, 3 games attracted over 20,000 fans, with a record attendance of 20,711 when the Fever faced the Mystics.
The NBA has to protect its players from mean tweets. Look, ladies, turn the goddamn social media off. Quit being racist on the court. Quit calling the white player a white bitch.
The other 2 high-attendance games featured the Fever against the Aces at 20,366 and another match against the Mystics at 20,333. Additionally, the Fever set a new single-season home attendance record of 340,715, surpassing the previous record held by the Liberty since 2001.
Caitlin Clark and the Fever were still, even though football has come and we said we were going to see and pay attention to whether Caitlin Clark's, her popularity extended into September, this time of year where football, both college and the NFL, is rocking and rolling. She was still able to generate over 1 million viewers.
ESPN highlighted this achievement, noting that 2.3 million fans tuned in to watch the WNBA this season, marking the highest viewership in 22 years.
A young lady out of Iowa is now arguably the biggest sports celebrity in our country.
It didn't take long for people to notice the obvious. ESPN seems to downplay Caitlin Clark's role in breaking records while still using her image in their posts.
Maybe they're upset that Christine Brennan is writing a book about Caitlin Clark, so they feel like she's going to profit from Caitlin Clark, and this is an underhanded move to just get more info for her book, and they don't appreciate that part of it.
It's surprising how they keep trying to squeeze in other players like Aja Wilson instead of giving Clark the credit she deserves. Fans are not buying it. The numbers clearly show that it's the Caitlin Clark effect making waves in the league. Let's be real, those statistics don't lie. We just saw the game recently, right? What was the viewership? Something like 1.84 million on TV, while Ada's game only pulled in around 494,000 viewers or so. There's no comparison.
The deal is simply this. She said it. Women in sports don't want other women in sports to succeed. They don't. Jealousy, it's just who they are, she said. Boy, have we seen that or what? Honest to God, little white straight girl comes in and does nothing but ball.
Caitlin Clark is having a massive impact. What does Aja have to do with this post anyway? Agreed. Who is that standing next to Caitlin? It's hilarious that they're showing these numbers now because they know the ratings will plummet for the rest of the playoffs. Honestly, I can't wait to see those numbers. It's going to be bad, really bad. Aja was in the league last year, so this has nothing to do with her. Caitlin Clark is the one making waves in the league right now, and to be honest, a lot of people are probably wondering, what's going on? Why is Wilson even in the graphic? She had absolutely nothing to do with this stat. Fans are definitely not holding back. Outside of Angel Reese's supporters and the original WNBA activists, the new audience of 2 to 2.5 million that followed Caitlin Clark from college is calling out the media. They see through the attempts to downplay Clark's achievements and shove other players into the spotlight. It's clear, Caitlin Clark is the driving force behind this surge. When the media tries to twist the narrative, they'll face backlash.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this.
Did you catch the WNBA playoffs without Caitlin Clark? Chances are you didn't, and it seems like not many others did either.
And they all stayed the course. She allowed her teammates to lead her in certain moments and calm her down in certain moments while still playing the game and being herself out there on the floor, while also dealing with a ton of BS and noise off the court.
The audience numbers plummeted from 1.8 million to a mere 161,000. That's not just a slight dip, it's a dramatic drop.
Caitlin Clark can be used as a unit of measurement from here on out when it comes to noise around the game of basketball. We will be able to in the future say, well, this compares to what Caitlin Clark had to deal with because there was so much noise and she dealt with it and she handled it.
Now we have to wonder, is the WNBA facing challenges without its latest star?
I love the point that you made about Caitlin Clark in terms of the BS that she had to deal with off the court. We got to remember she's been box office. She was the main attraction, and there were so many storylines that's been associated with her. Most recently, the whole thing with her and Cheryl Swoops, even though it really wasn't her. It was Cheryl Swoops and all this. Every time you turned around, there was something that she had to deal with.
Let's take a moment to appreciate Clark. She didn't just step into the league. She made a huge impact.
The reason I bring that up, and I love that, because as a rookie, ladies and gentlemen, put this in perspective. Caitlin Clark finished the regular season leading rookies in scoring, field goals made, three-point field goals made, assists, steals, and minutes played, and she led the league in assists and three-pointers made. Think about that for a second, and like Shannon says, ultimately, you first team, you one of those people. So we got and fourth in the league in MVP voting.
The Indiana Fever, a team that was almost off the radar, suddenly became contenders for the playoffs, all thanks to her.
They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. But there was a lot of people tried to make sure they keep Caitlin Clark in her place, because what you're doing, if you give her all this shine, you minimize what they done. You can't minimize what Maya Moore or Candace Parker or Lisa Leslie or Lauren Jackson or Diana Taurasi or Simone Augustus or any of the other great players. That Caitlin Clark, what she's doing, doesn't minimize what they've done.
Imagine transforming from being overlooked to becoming the key player in such a short time.
But we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings. We saw the merchandise sales. We saw the attendance. But y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark.
However, here's the worrying part. Without Clark, the league is struggling with empty arenas and dismal TV ratings. It's as if the thrill has faded and the fans have vanished.
Caitlin Clark, unanimous Rookie of the Year. But what's even more impressive, she's first team WNBA. First.
So the big question remains, is the WNBA relying too heavily on just one player? And what happens if she's no longer around?
Reflecting back on Caitlin Clark's rookie season, I have honestly never seen a company fumble the bag so hard like the WNBA fumbled Caitlin Clark.
Stay tuned, because we're about to explore why this situation is vital for the future of women's basketball.
The effect that the Fever are having on the economy in Indianapolis, in the WNBA, in the world of sports. And frankly, it's amazing. Now, you all know the backstory. Angel Reese in college did all this and all this, mocking, of course, our girl, Caitlin Clark.
You might be asking yourself, those numbers look great, but what does it mean for the league? Let me break it down for you. Before Caitlin Clark showed up, the Indiana Fever were pretty much forgotten. Now they're a team everyone is talking about.
I think she's spectacular. I think she's going to be the biggest box office attraction in women's basketball in short order. I know it sounds like I could be a bit biased. I had the pleasure, as I've told you on several occasions, of doing an interview with her. And when I was there with her on stage to do something with her, 10,000 people showed up.
Clark didn't just elevate their game, she made them serious contenders almost overnight.
This woman is special. She is a marksman. She is the Steph Curry of women's basketball. And I understand the Cheryl Swoops of the world or anybody else. There's a lot of players that have been excellent in women's basketball throughout the best. UNESCO is obviously spectacular. We see various others as well. I remember the days of Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper and how big Lisa Leslie and how big time they all were. And I'm not taking anything away, but when you consider the evolution of the game of women's basketball.
But it's not just about what happens on the court. Clark's impact reaches well beyond the game itself.
Really intrigued because there's a league with players that feel like they should be getting the attention. Now they have center stage, but the ratings are going to go down. How far, though? That's the key.
We're witnessing record-high viewership for WNBA games. And who's at the center of it all? Exactly, Caitlin Clark.